Have you ever wondered what it feels like to stand somewhere the world warns you never to go alone? To feel your heart pounding, each step trembling, knowing one wrong move could change everything. Today, we're venturing into the Earth's most extreme and unforgiving places, where beauty and danger collide. From frozen wastelands to fiery pits, deadly cliffs to haunted forests, these are corners of the world only the bravest dare to explore. Would you? If you're enjoying this adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Traveling Guide Hub for more jaw-dropping journeys around the world. Snake Island, Brazil. Imagine stepping onto an island where standing still could kill you, where the ground, the trees, even the rocks around you might already be watching. There are no warning signs here, no safe paths, and if something goes wrong, help will never arrive in time. Off the coast of Brazil lies a small, forest-covered island the world actively warns people never to visit alone. Not because of storms, not because of cliffs, but because almost everything here is venomous. This place is known as Snake Island, officially called Ilha da Queimada Grande. It's only about 106 acres in size, but within that space lives one of the highest concentrations of deadly snakes found anywhere on Earth. Some estimates suggest one venomous snake for every few square meters of land. The most feared of them is the golden lancehead. This snake exists almost nowhere else on the planet. Cut off from the mainland thousands of years ago, it was forced to adapt in isolation. With few animals to hunt, it evolved to survive on birds that briefly land on the island, and to do that, its venom became extraordinarily potent. A single bite can cause rapid tissue destruction, internal bleeding, and organ failure. Without immediate medical treatment, the outcome can be fatal. And on this island, immediate medical treatment doesn't exist. That's why the Brazilian government made Snake Island completely off-limits to the public. Only authorized scientists and Brazilian Navy personnel are allowed to step foot here, and even they never go alone. Every visit requires protective equipment, medical teams on standby, and emergency evacuation plans, because one mistake, one misstep is all it takes. But what makes Snake Island truly terrifying isn't myths or ghost stories. It's the psychological pressure. Researchers describe an overwhelming sense of fear, not from seeing snakes everywhere, but from not seeing them at all. Golden lanceheads blend perfectly in branches, rocks, and moss. You don't notice them until you're already too close. The terrain is uneven, the forest is dense, and there is no place you can confidently step without looking twice. The island itself feels hostile to human life. Steep cliffs rise straight from the ocean, sharp rocks line the shore, thick vegetation blocks visibility just a few steps ahead. Even the snakes are visually striking. Their metallic scales catch the sunlight, beautiful in a way that feels threatening, not inviting. There are old local legends about lighthouse keepers who once lived here, stories of people found dead after snake bites, of families who vanished overnight. These accounts were never officially documented, but they persist, passed down through coastal communities. Whether true or not, they reinforce a simple idea: humans do not belong here. What is documented are the injuries and deaths that occurred when warnings were ignored. Snake Island doesn't rely on exaggeration to be frightening. Its danger is measurable, studied, and very real. Even imagining yourself standing there is unsettling. Waves crash below the cliffs, the forest is unnervingly quiet, and every step feels like a risk calculation. Snake Island doesn't need to chase you. It doesn't need to scare you. It just waits. And that's why Snake Island is considered one of the most dangerous places on Earth, and why visiting it alone isn't just reckless, it could be your last mistake. 2. Kuandinsky Bridge, Russia. From the deadly isolation of Snake Island, we now travel thousands of miles north into the frozen heart of Siberia, where danger comes not from venom, but from exposure, gravity, and human error. Imagine standing at the edge of a bridge over a raging river, the wind biting your face, ice forming underfoot. One wrong step could send you plummeting into freezing waters far below. This is the Kuandinsky Bridge, also known as the Vitim River Bridge, one of the most dangerous crossings on Earth. The bridge was originally constructed in the 1980s as part of a Soviet railway project, but when plans changed, the railway was abandoned, leaving behind a long steel skeleton suspended over the icy Vitim River. Over time, local residents laid wooden planks across the metal beams, turning the abandoned railway into an unofficial road crossing, never designed for vehicles and never made safe. Stretching approximately 570 meters long, the bridge is barely wide enough for a single car. There are no guardrails, no safety barriers, no room for error. Beneath it, the Vitim River flows violently, often frozen in winter, but deadly year-round. A single slip, a broken plank, or a moment of hesitation could send a vehicle straight into the icy water below. Crossing the Kuandinsky Bridge is as much a psychological ordeal as a physical one. Drivers describe hands trembling on the steering wheel, eyes fixed on the narrow wooden planks ahead. Strong Siberian winds push against vehicles, while ice forms unpredictably across the surface, reducing traction to almost nothing. Stopping midway is dangerous, but moving forward feels just as risky. The bridge itself reacts to the environment. Metal beams creak under shifting weight, wooden planks bend ominously, and vibrations travel through the structure with every movement. These sounds are not signs of collapse, but they are enough to heighten fear, especially when crossing alone in extreme cold, far from help or cell service. Despite the danger, the surrounding landscape is hauntingly beautiful. Snow-covered forests stretch endlessly, broken only by the dark ribbon of the river below. The silence of Siberia amplifies every sound: the wind, the tires, the metal beneath you, making the crossing feel longer, colder, and more terrifying than it really is. Today, safer alternatives exist, and the Kuandinsky Bridge is rarely used, but for years it was the only way across, forcing people to confront danger daily. It stands as a reminder of human improvisation pushed to its limits and the extreme risks taken when survival left no other choice. The Kuandinsky Bridge is not a place for hesitation, curiosity, or solitude. It is a test of control, nerve, and survival, one that no one should ever attempt alone. Step onto it, and the bridge itself will remind you: nature doesn't forgive mistakes. 3. Fairy Meadows Road, Pakistan. From the frozen expanse of Siberia, we now travel south to the towering peaks of Pakistan, where beauty and danger collide along a road few dare to traverse. Welcome to Fairy Meadows Road, a narrow, unpaved mountain track carved into cliffs high above the Indus River in Gilgit-Baltistan. Most know Fairy Meadows for its emerald grasslands and the colossal face of Nanga Parbat, the 9th highest mountain on Earth, but few realize that reaching it means confronting one of the world's most dangerous roads. The journey begins at Raikot Bridge on the famous Karakoram Highway, winding 16 kilometers along sheer rock and gravel. The path is barely wide enough for a single vehicle. There are no guardrails, no barriers, nothing to stop a fall hundreds, sometimes thousands of feet into the valley below. In 2013, global road safety rankings placed it among the deadliest roads on Earth, second only to Bolivia's infamous Death Road. Built decades ago by local villagers and mountain guides, the track remains mostly unmaintained. Rain and snow melt wash out sections, leaving loose gravel, deep ruts, and treacherous bends. Drivers describe the cliffs as looming silently beside them, a weighty presence broken only by the rattle of tires or the howl of the wind. One local guide recalls stopping mid-journey to pray, staring into the abyss, fully aware that even the smallest misstep could be fatal. Despite the danger, Fairy Meadows Road continues to draw adventurers from around the globe. Travelers speak of a strange mixture of fear and awe, hearts pounding as they navigate sheer drops, hands gripping door handles, eyes scanning for every loose rock. At the narrowest bends, the margin for error is virtually non-existent. Even local drivers, familiar with every turn, approach it with caution and respect. And yet, the reward at the end of this perilous climb is unparalleled. Fairy Meadows itself emerges, emerald grasslands framed by the immense face of Nanga Parbat, a sight that makes every heartbeat of terror worth it. The contrast is striking, life-threatening danger giving way to breathtaking beauty, a reminder that some of the world's most extraordinary places demand extraordinary respect. Picture it, tires skidding over loose gravel, icy wind cutting your face, sheer cliffs yawning beside you. Every turn could be your last, but beyond the danger, the mountain waits, untamed and majestic. Could you trust your nerve, your guide, and your instincts to make it safely to the meadow? Fairy Meadows Road is more than just a route. It is a test of courage, patience, and respect for nature. From Snake Island's lethal snakes to Siberia's frozen bridge, the world shows us that danger and beauty often walk hand in hand, and only those who respect it fully survive to witness the wonder.
4. Oymyakon, Russia. From the narrow cliffs of Pakistan, we head north into the frozen heart of Siberia, to a place so cold it almost defies belief. Welcome to Oymyakon, the coldest permanently inhabited village on Earth, a place where winter is relentless and survival is a daily challenge. Here, the cold is extreme. Temperatures regularly drop below -50 degrees Celsius, and in 1933, the record low reached -67.7 degrees Celsius, -89.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Vehicles must be kept running to prevent engines from freezing solid. Pipes crack within minutes, and indoor plumbing often fails, forcing residents to rely on outdoor facilities. Children bundle in multiple layers just to walk to school, which closes only during the most severe cold. Everyday life here is a constant negotiation with nature itself. Oymyakon's story began over a century ago when reindeer herders stopped at a natural thermal spring, its name meaning unfrozen water, to water their animals. Despite the brutal climate, hardy families settled here, building homes, raising children, and forging a life in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Even modern instruments struggle to record the extremes, yet life continues, remarkable in its persistence. Visitors describe an environment that tests the limits of human endurance. The wind bites through clothing, breath freezes instantly, and every movement requires effort. Exhaust from cars left running forms ice crystals that hang in the air for hours, a stark reminder of the relentless cold. Each step demands caution, and any lapse can have serious consequences. Yet the people of Oymyakon endure. They cook, celebrate birthdays, and maintain centuries-old traditions, demonstrating resilience few could imagine. Life here is not about comfort. It is about courage, adaptation, and respect for the power of nature. Every task, from chopping wood to fetching water, serves as a reminder of human fragility and determination. Now imagine standing there yourself. The wind cuts through your clothes, each breath feels like a battle, and every step requires focus. Could you survive in a place where frost dominates every action and winter seems endless, where even simple daily tasks are tests of endurance? Oymyakon is more than a village. It is a testimony to human resilience. From Snake Island's lethal snakes to the perilous planks of Kuandinsky Bridge, from treacherous Fairy Meadows Road to this frozen wilderness, the world reminds us that danger wears many faces, and those who survive it reveal extraordinary courage and strength. 5 Haiku Stairs, Hawaii. From Siberia's frozen wasteland, we travel across the Pacific to Hawaii, where beauty and danger climb hand in hand along a route known as the Haiku Stairs, the stairway to heaven. Nearly 4,000 metal steps ascend the cliffs of Oahu's Ko'olau Mountains, offering breathtaking views, if you dare to reach them. The stairs were originally built during World War II.
The U.S. Navy needed a way to access a top-secret radio station high above Haiku Valley. Workers hammered wooden planks into the cliffs to carry materials and maintain antennas. Later, these were replaced with steel steps, creating a permanent but extremely precarious path. After the war, the Coast Guard continued using the station, and for a time, hikers were allowed to climb. As the trail grew popular, the fragile structure could not safely handle the crowds. By 1987, the stairs were officially closed, with no trespassing signs warning of fines and arrest for anyone attempting the climb. Despite the closure, adventurers still arrive. Some sneak past barricades at dawn or under the morning mist, drawn by the lure of the view. Climbers described gripping rusted handrails, feeling the metal steps shift slightly under their weight, and bracing against strong winds whipping through the ridge. The isolation amplifies every sound, creaking metal, footsteps, and the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Accidents are common. Hikers slip on damp steps, inch dangerously close to sheer drops, and cling tightly to handrails as clouds swirl below. One adventurer recalled pausing halfway, chest heaving, terrified to move, yet mesmerized by the vast landscape stretched beneath them. Every step demands focus, balance, and respect for the trail's precariousness. And yet, the reward is extraordinary. From the summit, clouds drift beneath your feet, green cliffs stretch endlessly, and the Pacific glimmers far in the distance. Every step, every calculated risk is met with a panorama so vast it feels almost impossible to fully comprehend. Picture yourself on those steps. Wind lashes against your face, the metal creaks beneath you, and sheer cliffs rise beside you. Could you climb a stairway that is both majestic and unforgiving? Could you maintain your balance when one misstep could be deadly? The Haiku stairs are more than a trail. They are a test of courage, endurance, and focus. From Snake Island's venom to Oymyakon's frost, from Kuandinsky Bridge to Fairy Meadows Road, the world reminds us that danger and beauty often coexist, and only those who respect it fully can experience both.
6. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. From the windswept cliffs of Hawaii, we return to the continent, to a place frozen in time by catastrophe, Chernobyl, Ukraine. In April 1986, a nuclear reactor at the Chernobyl plant exploded, releasing radiation that changed the world forever. The Soviet government created a 30-kilometer exclusion zone, forcing tens of thousands to abandon their homes overnight, and many never returned. Before the disaster, towns like Pripyat were full of life. Families raised children, schools rang with laughter, and shops were stocked with everyday goods. After the explosion, these communities were left untouched. Toys remained on floors, classrooms frozen mid-lesson, and streets fell silent. Rust and decay claimed buildings, while nature slowly began reclaiming the land. Trees sprouted through cracked roads, and wildlife roamed areas once dominated by humans. Today, the exclusion zone is strictly controlled, visited only by scientists, workers, and a limited number of tourists. The invisible danger, radiation, remains, a constant reminder of the area's history. Visitors often report a profound stillness. Every sound seems amplified in the empty buildings. The wind moves through broken windows, and the occasional groan of steel settling under its own weight punctuates the silence. Time feels suspended, and the human presence is starkly absent. Some former residents return to live in the zone despite the risks, while patrol teams monitor radiation and maintain what remains. Walking through the abandoned streets, it's easy to see how the area became a silent witness to human fragility. A rusted swing swaying in an empty playground, a classroom frozen mid-lesson, and streets where the echoes of past lives linger in memory. Yet amidst the decay, life endures. Trees push through concrete, wildlife thrives in empty streets, and nature quietly reclaims the land. Chernobyl is haunting not just for the danger it holds, but for the contrast between human ambition and the power of the natural world. Imagine stepping into those streets yourself. Dust swirls at your feet, broken windows frame empty rooms, and every step is a reminder that invisible hazards remain. Could you walk here aware that radiation is a silent, persistent threat? Could you feel the weight of a place where human mistakes left consequences that still endure decades later? Chernobyl isn't just a ruined city, it is a lesson in caution, resilience, and respect. From Snake Island's venom to Oymyakon's frost, from Haiku Stairs' perilous climb to these radioactive streets, the world reminds us that extreme places demand awareness, courage, and humility.
7. Mount Everest, South Col, Nepal, Tibet. From the silent streets of Chernobyl, we ascend to Earth's highest heights, Mount Everest, where every breath can feel like a battle. The South Col, nearly 8,000 meters above sea level, is the gateway to the summit, the world's ultimate challenge. Everest soars to 8,848 meters, 29,029 feet, straddling the border of Nepal and Tibet. Since Hillary and Tenzing first reached the peak in 1953, thousands have dreamed of standing at the top. But before that dream, climbers face one of the deadliest stretches on the planet. The South Col sits in the infamous death zone, where oxygen levels drop to only a third of what you breathe at sea level. Every step is exhausting, every breath strains the body. Headaches, nausea, and confusion are not warnings, they are signs of serious, potentially life-threatening danger. Camp 4, the last stop before the summit, offers little protection against the relentless winds that sweep across the ridge. Tents flap violently, and sleep is difficult, if not impossible. Climbers must remain constantly alert because fatigue and oxygen deprivation impair judgment, and a single mistake can have fatal consequences. The South Col has claimed many lives. Some perish during the climb, while others succumb on the descent as exhaustion, frostbite, and disorientation converge. Many bodies remain on the mountain forever, inaccessible due to the extreme terrain. Climbers witness harsh reminders of the mountain's danger. Ice shifts, crevasses open unexpectedly, and storms can turn a safe route deadly within minutes. Everest is unforgiving, and respect for the mountain is essential for survival. Yet season after season, adventurers return. They push through frost, wind, and thinning air, driven by determination and the dream of standing above the world. Every step tests endurance, courage, and focus, while the mountain commands awe and humility like no other place on Earth. Now imagine standing at the South Col. The wind cuts through your clothing. Every inhale burns your lungs. The summit looms above, yet each step carries real risk. Could you navigate a place where oxygen is scarce, the cold is relentless, and the margin for error is almost non-existent? Could you summon courage when the world below feels both infinite and unbearably fragile? The South Col is more than a campsite. It is a crucible of human endurance, a reminder that some of Earth's most extraordinary places are both beautiful and deadly. From Snake Island's venom to Oymyakon's frost, from Haiku Stairs' perilous climb to Everest's thin air, the planet challenges anyone daring enough to explore its extremes.
8. Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. From the icy heights of Everest, we descend to one of the hottest and most extreme landscapes on Earth, the Danakil Desert in northeastern Ethiopia. Known for its alien terrain and relentless heat, this desert is both mesmerizing and deadly, where the sun scorches mercilessly and every step carries risk. Temperatures here regularly soar above 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, baking vast salt flats that crack beneath the heat. Steam rises from acidic hot springs, and glowing lava lakes hint at molten forces beneath the surface. The Dalal hydrothermal area paints the landscape in surreal colors: green, yellow, red, and black, creating scenes so otherworldly they feel almost impossible. Yet beauty here comes with danger. Water and shade are scarce. Travelers can suffer severe dehydration or heat stroke within hours. Salt crusts are brittle, sometimes hiding acidic pools that burn instantly if stepped on. Toxic gases seep from vents and springs. Breathing in concentrated pockets can be hazardous, making vigilance essential. Guides warn that unprepared visitors will not last long. Political instability near the Eritrean border adds another layer of risk. Armed guides often accompany explorers to navigate both the terrain and local conditions safely. Every move in the Danakil is calculated. A single misstep can have serious consequences. Despite these dangers, adventurers continue to arrive. They trek across jagged salt flats, skirt steaming vents, and climb near glowing lava lakes. Every step tests endurance, focus, and courage. The heat sears the skin, the air carries the scent of sulfur, and each moment is a reminder that life here is fragile and fleeting. Local Afar tribes have survived in this harsh environment for generations, navigating the desert with skills passed down through centuries. Their presence is a living testament to human adaptability, showing that even the harshest landscapes can be navigated with knowledge and resilience. Now imagine standing on the cracked salt flats. The sun blazes overhead. Steam rises from colorful vents. The ground beneath your feet feels unstable. Every breath carries heat and sulfur, and glowing lava shimmers in the distance. Could you survive in a place where the earth itself feels alive and unforgiving? Could you endure blistering heat and toxic air while traversing terrain that seems almost alien? The Danakil Desert is more than a desert. It is a world of extremes where danger and beauty coexist. From Snake Island's venom to Oymyakon's frost, from Haiku stairs' precarious steps to Everest's death zone, the planet reminds us that exploration comes at a cost, and only those prepared can survive its fiercest corners.
9. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. From Ethiopia's scorching salt flats, we move to Turkmenistan, where the ground itself burns. The Darvaza gas crater, famously known as the Door to Hell, is a fiery pit that has blazed continuously for over 50 years, a surreal spectacle of heat and danger in the middle of the desert. The story begins in 1971, when Soviet geologists were drilling for natural gas. Instead, they struck a massive methane pocket, and the ground beneath their rig collapsed, leaving a crater nearly 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep. To prevent toxic gas from spreading, they ignited it, expecting it to burn for days, but the flames never went out, and they continue to this day. The crater radiates extreme heat. The roar of burning gas carries across the desert, and the air shimmers with waves of heat. Birds and bats avoid the flames, circling cautiously above. The edges are unstable. One misstep could bring a person dangerously close to fire or onto brittle ground that might give way. Visitors describe a landscape that feels otherworldly. The orange glow illuminates the surrounding desert, casting long, flickering shadows. The air smells sharply of sulfur, and at night, the crater becomes a glowing furnace against the darkness, both mesmerizing and intimidating. Scientists who study the site do so under strict safety protocols, aware that the heat, fumes, and unstable terrain leave no room for error. Despite the danger, adventurers and travelers are drawn here. Some camp at the rim under the stars, marveling at the sight while respecting the crater's deadly power. Every step requires focus and caution. Every movement demands awareness of the extreme environment. The Door to Hell is not just a natural wonder, it is a test of bravery, a place that commands respect for the raw forces of the earth. Now, picture standing at the rim. The heat radiates onto your skin. The flames crackle and roar. Every step on the brittle edges must be calculated.
Could you stand so close to a pit of endless fire, knowing a single misstep could be fatal? Could you absorb its blazing beauty while keeping your fear in check? The door to hell is more than a fiery crater. It is a reminder that nature's extremes can be both mesmerizing and deadly. From Snake Island's venom to Oymyakon's frost, from Haiku Stairs' perilous climb to Everest's death zone, the Earth challenges anyone daring enough to explore its most extreme corners. Here in the heart of the Karakum Desert, the line between awe and danger is impossibly thin.
10. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. From the fiery depths of Turkmenistan, we travel to Japan, to a forest where silence speaks louder than footsteps. At the northwest base of Mount Fuji, Aokigahara, known as the Sea of Trees, stretches for miles, its dense canopy swallowing light and sound. Walking here feels like stepping into another world, one both mesmerizing and unsettling. Centuries of hardened lava from Mount Fuji's eruptions shaped the forest. Uneven ground, deep roots, and hidden caves create a terrain that is as treacherous as it is beautiful. For generations, locals have whispered of yurei, restless spirits said to linger among the shadows. Travelers often report an unnatural stillness. The wind moves as if tiptoeing, and footsteps echo unnervingly across moss-covered soil. Navigation is challenging. Compasses and GPS devices often behave strangely, leaving paths confusing and easy to lose. Lava caves and dense vegetation create pockets of shadow, and it's easy to feel disoriented. Every step requires attention. Every turn demands caution. The forest teaches respect. Nature here is quiet but commanding, alive in a way that presses on your senses. Aokigahara today is closely monitored. Volunteers and police patrol the paths, offering help to those who may be lost or in danger. Signs remind visitors that life is precious and that the forest has a weight beyond its physical presence. Yet the forest retains an aura of mystery, a place where history, nature, and human stories converge. Visitors often describe a mixture of awe and unease. Shadows seem to move. Silence grows heavy. The forest feels like a living entity, watching and waiting. One traveler described pausing mid-path, sensing a presence, feeling that the forest itself was aware of each heartbeat. Another said that even when surrounded by others, the forest isolates you, forcing reflection and a deep connection with the natural world. Now, imagine walking beneath the thick canopy. Moss cushions your steps. Shadows stretch in every direction. Every rustle of leaves feels magnified. Could you navigate a forest where silence has a voice and the weight of history hangs in the air? Could you respect the power of a place that is both beautiful and haunting, where nature and legend intertwine? Aokigahara isn't just a forest, it's a reminder that some of the world's extremes aren't measured in heat, frost, or height, but in atmosphere, isolation, and the human mind. From Snake Island's venom to Oymyakon's frost, from Everest's death zone to the door to hell, and through the eerie silence of Aokigahara Forest, every step tested courage and endurance. These lands remind us that beauty and danger often walk hand in hand, challenging those brave enough to explore. Which of these impossible places would you dare to face? Comment below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Traveling Guide Hub for more jaw-dropping adventures.